The air in the Providence Municipal Courtroom is thick and still. Judge Frank Caprio watches a young man slouch towards the defendant's table. The teen's designer sneakers squeak on the worn floor. He does not look at the judge. He looks at the crowd, a faint smirk on his face. This is not just another traffic case. This is a collision of two worlds. Judge Caprio leans into his microphone. His voice is calm, a steady river. State of Rhode Island versus Kalen Vance. Mr. Vance, you are charged with reckless driving, speeding 92 miles per hour in a 35 zone, and failure to yield to an emergency vehicle. Kalen Vance shrugs. He is 18, with artfully messy blonde hair and a deep tan. His polo shirt is impeccably white. Yeah, okay. Okay, Judge Caprio repeats. He removes his glasses. That's your response? The police officer states you weaved through midday traffic. You nearly caused 3 separate accidents. Kalen shifts his weight. He glances at his lawyer, a sleek man in a $1,000 suit. My client acknowledges the charges, the lawyer says smoothly. We are prepared to pay the fines. Today. This isn't about fines, Caprio says, his eyes locked on Kalen. This is about a 2-ton vehicle you turned into a missile. Why were you in such a hurry, son? Kalen lets out a short, dismissive laugh. I was late for a thing, a party. It wasn't a big deal. A party. Caprio's voice drops. He gestures to the court officer. Officer Miller, you were in the cruiser that attempted to stop him. Describe the thing for the court. Officer Miller, a solid man with a weary face, steps forward. Your Honor, he didn't just speed. He accelerated when he saw my lights. I pursued him for 2 miles. He ran 2 red lights. He swerved around a school bus that was letting children off. He only stopped because he reached his destination, a gated estate on Blackstone Boulevard. Caprio turns his gaze back to Kalen. A gated estate. You risk dozens of lives to get to a party on time. Kalen's smirk returns, tighter now. Look, I get it. You have to do this song and dance. Can we just get to the part where I write a check? My father's waiting outside. The courtroom, usually a murmur of low-income struggles and minor infractions, goes utterly silent. Caprio leans back. He studies the boy. He sees not malice, but a vacuum, a complete absence of consequence. This song and dance, as you call it, is the foundation of our society, Caprio says, his tone dangerously soft. It's how we keep order. It's how we protect people from those who believe the rules are for others. The rules are for people who can't afford to break them, Kalen says, the words slipping out before his lawyer can stop him. A sharp intake of breath comes from the public gallery. Caprio does not react with anger. He nods slowly, as if a suspicion has been confirmed. Bailiff, please play the dashcam footage from Officer Miller's vehicle. The flat-screen monitor to the side of the bench flickers to life. The sound of a siren wails, then the view from the cruiser's windshield. Cars jerk out of the way. The camera shakes as the cruiser speeds up, focusing on a low-slung silver sports car. The car darts into the oncoming lane to pass a minivan. For a split second, the camera captures the faces of children staring from the minivan's windows. The sports car cuts back into its lane with inches to spare. Kalen watches the screen with a detached interest, like he's viewing a mildly entertaining video game. The footage ends. The silence returns, heavier than before. Those are people, Mr. Vance, Caprio says, pointing at the now dark screen. Those children are someone's sons and daughters. They are not obstacles in your game. Kalen crosses his arms. I didn't hit anyone. No harm, no foul. No harm? Judge Caprio's voice sharpens. He picks up a new sheet of paper. The court will hear from a witness. Mrs. Anya Sharma, please come forward. A woman in her 40s stands from the public gallery. She walks slowly to the witness stand. Her hands tremble slightly. She wears a nurse's scrubs. Her dark skin is ashen with remembered fear. Mrs. Sharma, Caprio says, his tone gentle now. Please tell the court what happened that afternoon. She swallows, her accent soft and melodic. I was driving home from a double shift. My son Rohan was in the passenger seat. The silver car, it came from nowhere. It was in the wrong lane. It was coming straight for us. I swerved onto the shoulder. My car hit the ditch. The airbags did not go off. My head hit the steering wheel. She touches a faint yellow bruise on her temple. Are you okay, ma'am? Caprio asks. I have a concussion. The doctors say I cannot work for 2 weeks. My car is... It is not safe to drive. She looks at Kaylin, her eyes not angry, but deeply sad. My son. He cries now when we get in the car. He is 10 years old. Kaylin avoids her gaze. He studies the grain of the wooden table in front of him. His jaw is tight. Thank you, Mrs. Sharma, Caprio says. You may step down. He waits until the woman is seated before turning his attention back to the defendant. No harm, Mr. Vance. This woman loses 2 weeks of wages. Her son is traumatized. She has medical bills and repair bills. All because you were late for a party. Kaylin's lawyer stands. Your Honor, my client is, of course, deeply sorry for any unintended distress. We are prepared to offer full restitution to this woman immediately. It's not about the money. The words burst from Mrs. Sharma. She stands again, her voice trembling with a sudden raw power. You cannot pay for my son's nightmares. You cannot pay for my fear. Kaylin flinches. The directness of her pain seems to penetrate his shield for the first time. Judge Caprio lets the moment hang in the air. He sees the crack in the boy's armor. Your lawyer keeps saying that word. Pay. Is that the solution to everything in your world, son? You break it? You buy it? Kaylin looks up, his eyes flashing with a mix of defiance and confusion. What else is there? That's what you want, isn't it? Money, fines. That's what this place is for. Caprio's expression hardens. This place is for justice, and justice is not a transaction. It is an acknowledgement of wrong. It is a debt that cannot always be settled with a check from your father's account. So what do you want from me? Kaylin's voice rises, losing its cool detachment. You want me to cry? To say I'm a bad person? Fine. I'm sorry. There, are we done? No, Caprio says, his voice dropping to a near whisper that forces the entire room to lean in. We are not even close to done. Judge Caprio steeples his fingers. He looks at Kaylin not as a judge to a defendant, but as an old man to a young one. Who taught you this, Kaylin? Who taught you that your life, your time, is more valuable than the lives of others? Kaylin says nothing. He just stares back, his chest rising and falling rapidly. I want to understand, Caprio continues. I have sat on this bench for over 30 years. I have seen every kind of mistake a person can make. Most are mistakes of desperation, of poverty, of a moment's bad judgment. But your mistake? Yours was one of philosophy. You truly believe you are above this, above me, above this court. This court is a joke, Kaylin snaps, his composure shattering. He stands up, his chair scraping loudly. His lawyer grabs his arm, but he shakes it off. You parade people like her in here to make a point. You're trying to shame me. For what? For being successful? For having a family that provides for me? This is just a factory for you to process the poor and feel good about yourselves. The courtroom erupts in gasps and murmurs. The bailiff takes a step forward. Caprio raises a hand, stopping the bailiff. He lets the young man's words echo and fade. The anger drains from his face, replaced by a profound, weary resolve. Sit down, Mr. Vance, he says, not with force, but with absolute authority. Kaylin hesitates, then slowly sinks back into his chair. The burst of energy has left him. He looks younger now, almost lost. You think I am trying to shame you, Caprio says. I am not. I am trying to wake you up. You are in a gilded cage, son, and the locks are being put in place by the very people who gave you the gold. He pauses, letting that idea settle. Your father is outside, you said. I would like to invite him in. Panic flashes in Kaylin's eyes. No, that's not necessary. I think it is, Caprio says. Bailiff, please ask Mr. Alistair Vance to join us. The double doors at the back of the courtroom swing open. A man in an impeccably tailored suit walks in. He has the same blonde hair as his son, but his is streaked with silver. His face is a mask of controlled impatience. He does not look at the judge. He looks at his son, his expression one of pure disappointment. Your Honor, Alistair Vance says, his voice a low, confident baritone. I apologize for my son's outburst. He's emotional. We are ready to resolve this matter and be on our way. Mr. Vance, Caprio nods. Your son just called this court a joke. He believes this is a place that exists to punish the poor and entertain the rest of us. What is your opinion? Alistair Vance offers a thin, cold smile. My opinion is that the law is a system of penalties and payments. We are prepared to make the payment. The maximum fine for these charges is, what, $2,000? I have a check right here. He pulls a checkbook from his inside pocket. You see, Judge Caprio says, looking directly at Kalen, this is the lesson. This is the teacher. The problem is not that you have wealth, Kalen. The problem is that you have been taught it is a shield, that it separates you from the consequences of your actions. Your father is here not to support you, but to pay your way out of trouble. Again. Kalen looks from the judge to his father. The confident smirk is gone. In its place is a dawning, horrifying understanding. He has never been rescued. He has been purchased. And in this moment, he realizes he has no value beyond that price tag. So, here is what is going to happen, Judge Caprio says, his voice filling the room. He addresses Kalen, but his words are for everyone. I am not accepting your money, not for the fines, not for the restitution, not today. Alistair Vance scoffs. Your Honor, be reasonable. This is the legal process. This is the process, Caprio fires back. And I am the judge. Kalen Vance, I am finding you guilty on all counts. Kalen closes his eyes. His shoulders slump. The standard sentence would be a suspension of your driver's license for 6 months, a significant fine, and 40 hours of community service. Caprio pauses. I am suspending that sentence. Kalen's eyes snap open. His father allows himself a small, victorious smile. Do not smile, Mr. Vance, Caprio says, his voice like ice. I am suspending it on the condition of a new sentence I am imposing right now. He leans forward, his gaze pinning Kalen to his seat. For the next 12 months, your driver's license is revoked. Completely. A year? Kalen breathes, horrified. Furthermore, Caprio continues, you will perform 200 hours of community service, but not at some cushy charity gala. You will report to the city's Department of Public Works. You will fill potholes. You will pick up trash on the highways. You will see the streets you treated as your personal racetrack, and you will repair them with your own hands. Your Honor, that is outrageous, Alistair Vance begins. I am not finished, Caprio's voice booms, cutting him off. And you, Kalen, will spend 1 full day, 8 hours sitting in this courtroom. You will watch. You will listen. You will see the people who come before me. You will see the single mother who can't pay a parking ticket because she had to buy medicine for her child. You will see the old man who lost his job and drove with an expired license. You will see what real struggle looks like. You will learn the cost of a dollar that is earned, not given. He turns his fierce gaze to Alistair Vance. And as for restitution for Mrs. Sharma, you will not write a check. Your son will. He will get a job. He will earn that money himself, and he will hand it to her in this courtroom, and he will look her in the eye and apologize. Not you, him. The elder Vance is speechless. His face is a thundercloud. Kalen looks at his father, then at the judge, then at Mrs. Sharma. The reality of the sentence crashes down on him. No car, no easy way out, no proxy. For the first time in his life, he is completely, utterly on the hook. Do you understand the terms of your sentence, Mr. Vance? Judge Caprio asks. Kalen's voice is a hollow whisper. Yes, Your Honor. Good, Caprio says. He brings his gavel down. The crack is final, absolute. This court is adjourned. 6 months later, Kalen Vance stands again before Judge Caprio. He is different. His posture is straighter. His hands, resting at his sides, are roughened, with dirt ingrained under the nails. He wears a simple t-shirt and jeans. The deep tan on his arms is now from actual sun. Mr. Vance, Caprio says, consulting a file. Your probation officer reports you have completed 112 hours of community service. She says the foreman at the DPW calls you one of his most reliable workers. Kalen nods. Yes, Your Honor. And I am told you have a job. Bussing tables at the Seacrest. Yes, Your Honor. Caprio looks up. And you have something for Mrs. Sharma? Kalen turns. Mrs. Sharma is seated in the front row. He walks to her. He doesn't rush. He holds out a white envelope. It is not thick. Mrs. Sharma, he says, his voice clear and steady. This is for the wages you lost. It's not all of it. It's what I've saved so far. I will bring you the rest. I am truly sorry for what I did, for the fear I caused you and your son. Mrs. Sharma takes the envelope. She doesn't open it. She looks at his hands, then into his eyes. She sees no smirk, no defiance, only a quiet, hard-earned regret. She gives a single slow nod. It is not forgiveness, but it is an acknowledgement. It is enough. Kalen returns to the defendant's table. Judge Caprio watches the exchange. A faint smile touches his lips. The law is not about punishment, Kalen. It is about accountability. It is about forcing a mirror in front of a person so they can finally see who they are and who they could become. You are starting to see. He makes a note in the file. Your sentence is proceeding as ordered. Keep to the path. We will see you again in 6 months for a final review. Good luck. Thank you, Your Honor, Kalen says. He turns and walks out of the courtroom. He doesn't look back. Judge Caprio watches him go. He looks out at the gallery, at the faces of people waiting for their own small piece of justice. The lesson of the day is not for the rich teen alone. It is for every person who believes the law is a flexible concept. It is a reminder that true justice is not blind to wealth. It is blind to everything but the truth. And the truth is that no one is above the consequences of their choices. No one. The gavel falls again, and the work of the court continues.